Testing 1, 2. There it is. There she blows. All right. Should be working now. If it is, please tell me on your side. Because, yeah, fun times, right? All right. So I'm probably not really playing any music for several reasons. Don't feel like being bothered with stupid. Outside of that, goodness gracious, they always change to something with this thing, man. Anyway, all right. So, uh, yeah, there's a chance nobody's here. So whatever. All right, cool. So let's get to popping. All right. If you're here, welcome. If you're not, welcome still. If you have questions, ask them. If you're here, say something. Don't just sit there because it's weird. um, Other than that, yeah, let me check. I don't know how the audio sounds, so if you're here, please tell me what it sound like. Let me check. I check it from my side. Testing 1, 2, 3. I don't know how the audio sounds. So okay, not too bad. All right. All right, so the two people in there, one is me, the other one is whoever else. Don't know who it is, but nonetheless, welcome. All right, so that's cleaned up. I'm gonna grab this. What's going on, Leo? All righty then. I don't want that. Hope everything's going all right with you. Just hopefully my stream doesn't tank on me because my internet has been being wonky lately and it's annoying. Yeah, I think I'll leave that one alone. This one forward. Alrighty then. So yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm using rhubarb lip sync to do the audio, right? So if we look at it, this is what it looks like without any cleanup on it, right?
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
So, excuse me, it's not fluid at all. So the point is to make it fluid. And to do so is when you use rhubarb, which uses the legacy pose library. You have to have a legacy pose library to do it. It doesn't use the new one, and they haven't updated it. So yeah. Okay, cool, cool, cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I haven't streamed on here in a while, and when I did my last poll, it was unanimous that doing behind the scenes live was the thing that whoever the people that voted for. So I was like, all right, cool. And as I tell people all the time, um, 6 or 7 people is a lot of people when you think about it. People say, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Especially when you're not. When you think about it in reference to the number of like people want millions of subscribers but fail to realize like what that really means. Like understand trying to keep up with 100,000 people is a lot. Trying to keep up with 3 people is a lot. So if 7 people vote, that's more than enough. I mean, I'm not like walking around going, I need 2 million people before I need 15,000 likes. Like it's just not. And I know people say, well, you could be at that level. I'm like, yeah,
We're
but
going to need a Class G hacker for this.
that's not too bad on the jaw. But yeah, I'm just like not gonna be fretting about stuff like that. All right, cool. Let's see what we have here. Mm, no, just one, and then two. Okay. All right. That should be it. Cool, cool, cool. I still feel like this too high up. So one of my favorite things to use is Animate, and it's free, of course. And I think a lot of people overlook it, and I'm like, don't overlook Animate. It's definitely worth the time to check on because it just helps, man.
We're going to need a Class G hacker.
All right, so this one. All right, let's see here. All right, let me push that one back one. No, no, no. Go back to that space. All right. Because the thing I learned about rhubarb, and I learned it from my guy over at MRU Studios, Commander Cody. uh, he was talking about the tutorial he had watched that talked about. Oh, I want that one. How to get this to work where it's smoother, and it's like don't allow any straight lines. Like this is a straight line here, right? So it's like don't allow any straight lines. So that's what I've been like just completely getting rid of is the straight lines. Uh-oh, that's not what I wanted. All right, yeah. Then it's like a matter of finding the proper workflow because the thing I'm noticing with this is someone might say, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? I'm like, I can't really explain it like that. Like it's more like finding the thing that you need for your character. I don't need that one. And this seemed like it changed on me. So let's see. Yeah, it did. All right. So it's like find that workflow for that character, and then it should work out for you.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for.
All right, so these two. Get to those. I feel like if I work that, let me work it like this instead. All right. And that should work. All right. That one can go. This can turn into a vector. Boom. So that curve, this curve can go too. So let's see. Yep.
We're gonna need it. We're gonna need.
Yeah. So that's exactly how I should push. Where. All right. There we go. All right. And I always say like people talk about using reference, and I'm like, you are the reference. Like, use that. Anyway, let me grab these handles. There we go. All right, cool. So I've noticed a lot of people that come like that ask questions a lot of times tend to ask questions about how to do something, and I'm like, you're looking for a quick fix, and a good proper add-on. A proper add-on could be a quick fix, but a lot of times it doesn't really work like that. Oh, wrong way. It doesn't really work like that. So you really have to know what your intent is, and I think that's the thing that people are starting to forget. It's like you still have to have an intent, a proper plan, so to speak. Other than that, yeah. So again, for anybody that may show up later, they may watch this on a replay. I am just cleaning up. Let me get rid of this one. I'll do this one. That's the vector. I'm just cleaning up the curves on the animation for the dialogue.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
All right, so that lets me know that this one is going crazy. All right.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
All right, and then these on the outside. No X. Okay. Select these. And again, another thing that I noticed also is this idea that there's a specific workflow for something. I'm like, it just depends. And what I've noticed, even talking to people that've been doing this for a long time, I guess you could say pseudo mentors. They're like, look, do this to when you're doing your story or whatnot. It needs to follow what it is that you're looking for, not some idea someone else has. And it's like, if you know what you want, then do that. If it doesn't fit, then fix it. If it doesn't fit the vision you have, and I find that that's a lot of times not happening. Like on my main channel, which is Quasi Media Network, that's one of the things that I talked about in one of my last posts is about not like this idea of a standard. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, but at the end of the day, it's like, um, what are we talking about? Like, are we just saying that you have to follow the standard that was created by, a couple of guys at Disney, 40 plus years ago, or you just do something that works? I mean, I've seen animations, and there's not even animation in so many ways, but since there's motion, I could call it that. But I've seen animations from channels with millions of subscribers on it. I mean, millions of people not showing up to watch the videos, but millions of subscribers. And it's just, I mean, it's just bad. Like, I mean, when I say bad, it's like, it's hard to watch unless you're just into that type of thing. And no one's telling them, hey, you didn't deform that right, or the lighting's bad. Like, they're just going, oh, okay, this is freaky weird. All right. So I'm at that place where I'm like, excuse me, please don't come over here telling me how something should look or be when you're not saying it to the guy that made some weird, animation where, one object was spitting something in another object's mouth. Like, I don't understand. Like, he gets the pass, but I don't. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I know what story I want to tell, and a lot of times the people that are saying something to me don't even do anything. They're not posting anything. They're not putting any stories out. They're taking 5 years to do a 6-second clip, and I'm like, why? You're trying to keep up with the technology rather than use what you already have. So that's one of the things I will literally tell anyone that comes to me. Hey, use what you have, and stop trying to do stuff like you're a 20-year vet. You know, you're just starting out. You haven't been in the game for 20 years. You're trying to do your work at the level of a 20-year vet, and that 20-year vet would even tell you, they're still learning stuff and they're still applying techniques that are, for them would be considered unorthodox. And I'm like, and you're trying to do something based on something you saw a long time ago, but and that's fine. But the thing is it's misplaced.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
We're almost there, but I still feel like this is too much. Is it this one? I think it might be this one. No, this is the right one. Pull it down a little bit.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for.
I definitely need to fix whatever that drop is right there. It's too fast.
Hacker for this. G hacker for this. Need a Class G hacker for this.
Or is it these? I already did these, didn't it? No, I did not. Alright, cool. That's what it is. Alright. But yeah, other than that, I'm like, let's go. Alright, let me free this one. Alright. Can I push this forward a little bit? Just give me one on that one. Don't forget to save. I will always say that. I find people don't save enough, and then they're like, man, I lost all my work. I'm like, yeah. You should have saved. That's one of those things where they say you should have bobbed, you weave when you should have bobbed, or you bob when you should have weaved. And I try not to talk to anyone like at my like based on where I presently am, and I guess you could say it's skill level. I'm not gonna say that I'm like super skilled, but then I don't think anybody would really say that they are. Like I've again talking about like big names in the industry, a lot of times they're like, I'm always learning and I don't know everything, and I'm just like, is there everything to be known? Like I don't think there's everything to be known. I'm just at that place, and I kind of get tired of this idea of people saying, "Where that's your opinion." I'm like, I don't think I'm. It can't possibly be an opinion when the general consensus amongst a group of people is, hey, um, we don't know all of it because all of it really isn't a thing. Like there's no all to be known. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
We're
all
going
I'm
to
saying.
need a Class G hacker for this.
Still feels a little wonk, but we'll fix that soon enough. Know why? All right. Okay, so this one I'm gonna push up, and this one I do both of these at the same time. All right, cool. And then this one I'll rotate and rotate and I'll rotate, and then grab all of it and one. All right. But I still want this one. I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't need it. And this one will be vectored. Push this one forward one. That is not one. That, I accidentally typed 12. All right.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
Okay, so these, because I haven't touched them yet. I only need the X, and I'm gonna have to do them separately. All right. Let's see here. Get rid of that. I'm just getting rid of the break, and just just that small tweak changes so much. Right here, yep. Alrighty, yep. Cute. But I mean, again, art is subjective. I mean, you have people that love a Picasso painting, but other people just see blobs on the screen. And so it's like you kind of have to stop for a second and say, well, is this something worth it? Like I don't get the idea of showing me 300 I mean not play blast, uh, whips, you know, works in progress, but never actually do like drop anything. I don't get the point in that, but people do it all the time, and it seems to just get eaten up by another group of people that's like, man, that looks so cool. I want to do that. I'm like, but they haven't done anything. Like it's actually there's no thing that's been done. But again, I mean, it's to each his own, I guess you could say. But I'm not, you know, people hear this and go, well, you know, it seems like you're mad at them. I'm like, no, not at all. Like, do your thing, bro. Like, if that's what you want to do that. I'm just telling you, I don't get it. That's all I'm saying. I'm like, it seems like to me you just do actually complete the thing. I mean, I don't want to sit there tinkering with something for weeks and months, and it just seems like it's frustrating. Just tinkering with one thing, and I haven't really gotten any further than that tinker. You know, that's why I'm like, I wanted to try to play with game design, and I looked at how much goes on with it. I'm like, oh no, I need this to be done, you know, in a few days, not weeks. Grab both of them. Yeah, I'm gonna go two because I don't need to be too much. All right, grab these. Go ahead and get them out the way. All right. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that. All right. Just depends. All right. Let's see here. Oop, wrong thing. Hmm. Don't know. I did it again. All right. There we go. All right, cool. Oh man. All right. I think I need to free this one. Still feels a bit off. I'll free this one too. Yeah. Alright, that should work. I know for some people what I'm doing is a cardinal sin. You know, you have to make it look hard and difficult. You have to make it look terrifyingly difficult. It has to be extremely hard, man. You have to make it look hard. Does it look like you're stressing? I just feel like his mouth is slightly open. It probably is, whatever.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
I don't like the way they pushed out. I don't think I did that one. Did I do this one? That's the, nope, I didn't do this one. Or the bottom one. Alright. Like the push pull. I'm gonna push this down a little. One, two, two, two. Uh-oh. Tripped out. Okay. I think I have it. Alright. Just gonna break it a little bit. Alright.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
It's a little bit better.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
That should work. Should. Oh, I never did this one. That's why I can see it, because how long those are. I still feel like that one shouldn't even be there. See what that curve looks like. All right.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
That it's this one, the Z. Yep. That was bothering me. Don't need this one. I'm gonna free that one. Push this a little further. And what's that? All right, cool, yeah. One. I'll free that handle. Same goes for this one. Alright. This will start to wear your fingers all the way out. You'll be like, man, my hands are tired. Like, yeah, pretty much. Alright. I still feel like these need to be pulled up a little bit. Alright. Take a sip of this old coffee.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
All right, so now I have that. Let me go ahead and rename it. It's not too bad. Diag, what is this, 4 or 3 points? 3.1. All right. Save it. Let me look at the 3.1. All right, cool. And I'm going to delete it because I'm going to do the next part. All right. Well, not delete. I mean, it's not deleted in itself, but yeah. I just need these parts right here. Just this one. I'll go ahead and name this action now, and it'll be just say body action. 3.1. I'm not going to save that because I'm probably going to bake it. So, matter of fact, no. Let's just get rid of that. And I'll do this again. I'll do it the other way because I'm going to bake the other one. All right.
We're going to need a We're going to need a We're going to need a need a Class G. We're going to need a Class.
I don't like that sideways motion. Let's try that again. Go back to 16. I'm going to have them lean back a little bit, hold out for a few frames, and then need
Class
G. All right.
We're going to need a Class
3. What'd you say? This is, did you know any way to export every animation action, every single FPS file? Because you have to, in your interlay editor, you have to have all of them selected. And when you go to FBX, when you click FBX, you have to come down to animation where it says bake, and you have to tell it to do all interlay strips, and it'll let you export like that. So you go down to here and you say all, you'll turn off all key all bones, and you'll go all actions, and then you'll go interlay strips, and it will allow you to export them. It should go with the FBX, but it would be smarter to just select the armature and just export them by themselves, because that's the easiest way to do that to Unreal. All right, Broly.
We're going to need a Class G.
I think this should be subtle. That should be a lot more subtle than that. So I'll pull that back a little bit. All right.
We're going to need a Class G hacker.
Class G hacker for this. So
Class G hacker for this. G hacker for this.
You're welcome.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
Now I know somebody might look at this and say that doesn't look like a lot. Just wait until you see it on the actual character. It's just the simplest motions.
Class G hacker for this.
And then I haven't done the neck either, so because I know here, because I have like a rhythm on the frames, and you're supposed to work your way up from one point. It's like you're starting your center point, and then you make your way up. That's supposed to be, air quoting here, the animation basics, but most people don't do that. I mean, most people would say, well, you have to do it this way or that way or whatever. I'm like, dude, it's like I'm guessing a motion here. I'm not, like, there's no evident motion. What's going on, Rand? All right. So yeah, it's like, you know, just figuring out. No, I want that linear, and figuring.
We're gonna need a class.
Okay, I want his head to go back just ever so slightly right there. All right.
We're going to need a class.
Ooh, see how the neck did move? Okay, so I do need this neck to follow ever so slightly also.
We're going to need a.
Oh, wait. What is happening there? Take this a little bit further back and this further back. There we go.
We're going to need a class.
You see that pop? So the body start to move before the neck did because the body's not moving backwards still. All right.
We're going to need a class.
Ooh. Okay, I see it. And then here we go again with my thing tripping. All right, so now this is moving forward, but this hasn't started yet. So I want them a little bit off from each other, ever so slightly. I'm gonna straighten it up and then just go forward. Same thing here. Again, it's just finding a default action. I'm not like doing any hardcore thing here. All right.
We're going to need a class G.
Okay, so boom. So that follow forward. Let's click these two. I need to see. All right. So I tend to figure out where the head is doing versus the neck. So your neck, a lot of times your head will move before your neck will. So like here on the head motion, I'll push this. I'm sorry, on the neck motion, I'll pull it back or forward like one frame. So we see it from the side.
We're going to need a class G.
See how they look? This is way different.
We're going to need a class G.
You're gonna need a class G. So his head a class G. So here, let's say the 50 frames, I'll still have this move forward ever so slightly, and his neck the same thing. And it's that wasn't right. Let's try that again. Click, and the same thing for his head. And I'm just holding shift, and it's slight. I don't want it to be extreme. I think I'm gonna go Bezier on this because it just feels a little tight. All right.
We're gonna need a class G hack.
Okay, so right here. All right. Why is this moving like that? Oh no. Did I copy and paste something? Oh no, this is the original animation from the thing. That's why. Never mind. Ever so slightly. All right, wrong thing. Click this again. I have to remember that because I try to keep those straight lines out of there so that this is kind of perpetual motion so it doesn't feel like he died.
We're going to need a class G hacker for this.
So this is to the front. Let's see what it looks like to the front.
Class G hacker for this.
Okay, so for this, let me turn my scrubbing on. All right.
G hacker for this.
Give me head and neck. All right. That should be selected. So I'll just do this ever so slightly. What's going on with you, Rand? I thought you over there working on silo or what? It is how you see it, right? Silent silo is a silent silo.
We're gonna need a class G hacker for this.
All right, so he's gonna turn his head that way. All right, cool.
We're gonna need a class G hacker for this.
That look way better, right? So let's turn this off.
We're gonna need a class G hacker for this.
All right, so now when I grab these three, I'm gonna click, boom. I'm gonna literally come over here and tell it to clean the channels because it's gonna have keys there I don't want. And then I'll come over the first time, silo. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give it an ever so slight. All right, this is the beautiful part about this particular add-on. So let's blend the neighbors ever so slightly. All right, about animate. Okay, so this action, I'm just gonna push it down, and then I'm gonna add the dialogue. So we're gonna dialogue 3.1, and we already know it's stopping here. I know I need him to go back up, so I'm gonna open this back up again, and I'm gonna grab Nick because it's gonna go back to that point. No, that's good. All right, so just gonna rotate ever so slightly. All right. And that's the deal. So here, I don't like this because I want him to be a little bit forward. So I'll fix this. Because in the shot, he will be a little bit more fun. Oh, silo? Silent silo? Okay.
We're gonna need a class G hacker.
Oh, my bad. Let me turn the overlay off.
We're gonna need a class G hacker for this. We're gonna need a class G hacker for this.
All right, so now here, this is the beautiful part I like. So I'm gonna click all of this, Going to turn his mouth on because we got to use that sideways. Let me turn it on. We'll grab all of this. All of this should be grabbed. All right. Pose, animation, bake action. It's already set up, not anything else. As long as only selected bones is selected, and hit OK. And it's only going to bake those bones. So this you ain't got to worry about nothing else interfering with it. And then I'm going to name it. So we just go Maxwell. Hold on, man. Underscore action underscore diag 3.1, because I had to chop his lines up, so I have them set up as 3.1 and 3.2, I think. And then I know for line 4 it's 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, because I had to break the lines down so that I could animate it the way I wanted instead of trying to force it to work. And I think a lot of people forget that these are the types of things that happens in a lot of I said 3.1. Why do you keep doing that? Hold on. So there's already a body action 3.1? Yep. I thought I already did this. Oh, I named it wrong. No, it's right here. That's why. Okay, never mind. All right, 3.1.1 underscore 1. There we go. That'll fix that now, won't it? So if I delete these and I can push this down, it'll work. And I turn the overlay off, and there we go.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
Now, so now that means I come over to my scene. We're going to switch, hopefully. Well, and I ain't got to worry about that because I have to remember I'm on another PC. I'm not on my old one. Save as. Do each shot. I do each shot in a different blend file. So this way I don't have to fight with anything. Yeah, I ain't mad at that, man. If you weren't here when I started the stream, I mentioned something a while ago that I think a lot of people overlook. And no, we don't want to do that yet. Come on, all right. And that is that they're trying to do something. Is the cam animated? Did I not animate the camera? I didn't. So that shot is still. Hold on, let's go look at that shot real quick. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Click, click, click. Where is it? 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 All right. So the camera isn't moving. That's the shot before that you're seeing on the screen once it pops up. Okay, so the camera wasn't moving. Let me animate it now. And this was 80 frames. So go to 80. And because the camera didn't switch, I'm gonna make it tighter on him because the camera didn't switch. So I'll make the camera tighter. We'll just get a little tighter on him. I know I need to go further because I don't want his focal to change the animation. All right, so back to the camera. Oh, but anyway, like I was saying, was about 8 was about don't let your let's get tighter right here. I delete that one. Where you are presently is a good place, even though it may not be where you want to be. Don't get stuck on trying to mimic some look. And I don't mean that you're trying to mimic the look of some artist or whatever. I'm saying like what's in your head, do that. And if what's on the screen fits that, you're good. And I think a lot of people overlook that. They want it to be at some, again, standard that just is set up for other people. Like that's for people that are going to be in a corporate structure. When you're at home sitting in front of your machine, do what you do. Put it out. Let us see it. You know what I'm saying? Um, if it's 60 people or 6 people, it's the same amount of love. It's the same amount of love. So just you got support. That's all I'm saying. Like don't over uh, think the process. And again, I'm not saying you specifically are doing that, but however, it's one of those things where you have to sit back and say to yourself, when do I actually just when do I drop this? When do I put this out? When does this become reality? And that's the thing I'm looking at. Okay, I may need to change this camera. All right, yeah. I just have it. You're welcome, man. And I mean, again, I'm not being messy when I say this. I mean, I hope that that's a good thank you and not just a generic one. Like, yeah, I hear them, but I don't care. you know. But okay, I forgot to put the line in there, right, folks? All right, let's put the line in there. Like drop it, man. You got it already. You already there, B. You already there, though, man. Like it's where you are presently is where it needs to be. It really is that simple. It might not seem that simple sometimes, but it is.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
I think that's too tight, so I will pull back a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull back on the camera focal length instead of the camera itself.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
Yeah. So, all right. Now, what's going to amaze you is a bit. I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm glad that helps. You know, what I'm saying I appreciate you. Uh, being here and doing what you do. Because to be honest, a lot of stuff that I'm doing right now is because of people like yourself. Like real talk, like coming through and saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make this thing, and I want them to enjoy it. To get a chance to be a part of what's happening. Okay, instead of trying to come up with some new idea or some new thing. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, you're in a good space. Like don't like if I may, and I'm gonna show y'all guys this, but let me show you something real quick. I just want to show you something that I think a lot of people overlook, uh, and it's just one of those things where it's like this is the main channel, right? And if you go into my videos, I'm just going to scroll down generally. I'm not trying to, this is just a matter of how much stuff I done put on this channel. So it already says, and I'll go back down and say that I've uploaded like a lot of freaking videos, right? So it's like, I have over, I think 200 videos on this thing, maybe more, but it's like, look where I was. Okay. So the first thing I ever did in 3D was this right here. Okay. And it was just, to me, it was just great. It was good. I was in a good place. The meaning, in other words, is I started okay. All right. And then as time went by, you could see the progression. So it's like, don't get caught up in, I'm trying to be, I'm trying to be my 10 years from now self. It's not going to happen. Like where you are presently is what you should be doing. And then this should be like a good example. I'll use one of the ones I think I feel like I kind of stepped up completely. Like I'm talking like major step up. Oh, I know exactly which one it is. But it's been a while. So to me, a major step up was my season 4 of ROD. So I'll go to the playlist, right? And so we have, where is it? It's here. So this is where I believe I made a major step up in reference to how I animate, in reference to how I tell stories through the medium of animation. And then I did Gangsters in Space. And then I started doing like all these things, Lone Warrior, Travanti, et cetera, et cetera. And the reason why I'm mentioning these things, and like I said, anyone that's hearing me speak about this under the sound of my voice, understand and comprehend that that's your reference. That's your, what's the word? Man, I can't think of the word, but that's your reference. That's the thing you go back and look at and say, okay, yeah, well, really, that's what it is. It is just your reference. That's the thing you look at and say, okay, can I improve on that? It's like when I did Love Portrait right here, right? I did Love Portrait, and my mindset on Love Portrait was I wanted to feel authentic. I wanted to feel genuine. When I redid the anime, my anime Rise of the Ceruleans, a lot of people think it's a Dragon Ball story. It's not. It has nothing to do with Dragon Ball in no way, fashion, or form. But because I don't model characters myself, I used models from the game Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But I use pieces of the model. So there's no Goku, there's no Vegeta, none of that. That's not my story. My story is way different from theirs. And trust me, if those characters were to be injected into my story, they wouldn't last long at all, like on no level, because it's just different. Like it's just like if you took someone from The Simpsons and injected them in Dragon Ball, they don't last. You know what I'm saying? So it's like each thing has its own space, and it's a matter of stepping up. So that's why I'm like, don't get caught up in trying to uh trying to outdo yourself. Just do what you're doing and you are in a good space and go from there. It's like a person trying to make a game. And again, I'm not trying to beat the horse to death, but they're making a game and they want to make a game at the level of, you know, Ubisoft. You don't have 150 people. It's just you. So do what you have with what you have.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class...
I like the uh, subsurface.
Class G hacker for this.
Yeah, not bad. Okay, so if I come over here,
we're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
All right, so the thing I'm missing is this blink. So let's go get that, which is easy because again I have it already loaded. I don't think you should blink that early though. All right, let's see. Right here. I want one right here, but it's not gonna be long enough. Let's see what it looks like right here.
We're going to need a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a
That's not
Class
bad.
G hacker for this.
Yeah, that's not bad. All right. And that's just it right there. Like just something that simple. So if we look at, let me go to the final. And we look at this and we go scroll through the timeline, right? All right, so we get here. Is she saying what she's saying?
Explain how we get the platinum from the depot.
All right. I didn't want to say it until after the supply truck job, but here goes.
So this is where it is, and then it snaps to him. So we'll be snapping over to his face, like snapping closer, right? And that's the thing that I think like a lot of people kind of overlook trying to figure out how to make the shot feel dynamic. It is like a lot of fancy camera movements don't make it dynamic. I'll show you what I mean. So here we get over the shoulder, we get over the shoulder, we get this random shot that fills in the space, right? And then we get the robot, and then we get, you see what I'm saying? Like it snaps. You see how it snaps? I did that for a reason because this is a lot of people don't know that cyberpunk is a subgenre of sci-fi. So cyberpunk is still sci-fi. It's not cyberpunk by itself. It's a subgenre. RoboCop, Matrix, they're all cyberpunk. Okay. Anything with a person that is digitized in any way is cyberpunk. Not an android. That's science fiction. A cyborg is cyberpunk. You know what I'm saying? What was the movie? And don't do this. Okay. It should be back, I think. I hope. Is it back? Because I know it probably lagged out a little bit.
Most people won't be bothered to spy in on our conversation.
Fine. What's the plan? There are only
'Cause I
5
saw a
days
lag
left
on my
before Jeremy
phone,
makes
so.
his move.
All right, but anyway. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so all right, so here is the shot. So again, me just doing that small little action allows me to have
a Class G hacker for this. We're going to need a Class G hacker for this.
And I find that a lot of people also want the whole face to be in the shot. Sometimes you don't need that. And I get that some people will be like, man, you should have passport 2 all the way up so you're not distracted. I'm like, I'm not distracted. I clearly see which parts are in the camera. Again, this is my own personal workflow. But anyway, so that one's done. All right, I did open up the script a little while ago. And the thing is I don't write my scripts in like this, I use Final Draft, but because Final Draft's on my laptop and I didn't feel like having to try to find a place for it, I just did it in my Word document. So here, where is it? Class G. Where is it? Here. So we did that line, and he only has one other line, which is this one. All right. And usually I'll just animate back and forth, but I'm just going to go ahead and get his line done and then go from there. So I already know this is, yep, she's class G and free. So that's what I'll be working on next. So again, that means I go back to his file. And I tend to do it in their personal file. This way I don't have to fight with anything and keep it simple for myself. All right. I don't really need that on, to be honest. Okay, so let's see. The next line is 4. So that's 4-1. I'm going to put that in the rhubarb and then come up here and go to 4-1. And workflow is what you make it. So this was even shorter, but they're going to be all done together. So I'm going to just do, it's weird how I'm going to do this. So just be ready. All right. So I'm going to take this to 250 real quick. So let's listen to this because I'm going to put them all together.
Yep, she's class G and free.
And then in that moment, just to pause. So I think it's 70. I'll drop the other one depending on its length. And then 4.2. Let's open it up. Yeah, I don't see how far away that is. And yeah, so I'm going to be bringing that one over. 1.5 on that, so it'll be louder.
Well, she wants a cut of the job, but that's not.
Because he'll look towards her and then say this. Okay. And then.
She wants a cut of the job, but that's nothing.
And then here, we'll do 4.3. All right. And of course, for some reason, that one's low. I don't know why. 2.5. All right.
Not for what this one's worth. Oh, but that's nothing. Not for what this one's worth.
Okay, so I think, yeah, I'll take this one and move it down a little bit.
Nothing. Not for what this one's worth.
He'll look over.
That's nothing.
Oh.
That's nothing.
Okay, yeah, so here's where I want that one. All right, so that means now I have to, because up here you can, when you're in the sequencer, you can use the page up and down keys, and it'll take you to whatever the thing is, whatever the next one is. And I always say make sure you hit the 0 key on your numpad, so it'll take you straight to wherever it's at. Because even if you have follow on, it doesn't always follow. So yeah, fun times. All right. So I already know I'm going to do this one first, and then click. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this one set up, and then I'm not touching anything. I want you just take this in consideration. I'm not touching anything. Okay, because what I'm going to do is push this one down. All right, push this one down, and then I'm going to go to the next one. All right, which is at 70. We're going to change this to 70, and then I'm going to go to 4.2 and lip sync again. And then it's done. Okay, so this first key I'm going to delete because I need these. I don't think I need those because he doesn't start talking to later down the line here. So I'm not going to need that. I think this should be locked. Yeah. So I'll just do that. Again, come over here. I'm going to clean, open it up. I'm going to push it down. I'm going to go to the next one. Hold on, I'm going to put it in the wrong space. All right. So it's going to give me this blurb right here. I'm just going to delete that. So this is at 150. Going to change this to 150. And then 4.3. So again, to kind of reference things that I was thinking about why this set up, people were like, well, that's cheating and this and that. I'm like, dude, there's no such thing as cheating in a world full of cheats. Go look at any legit behind the scenes thing and you'll go, oh my goodness. One of the first Pirates of the Caribbean movies, the first one, the guys at, I think ILM or Weta Digital, it was one of the two. I think it might have been Weta.